Give me option C, New Year's Day, because it starts with the Rose Bowl parade and ends with the granddaddy of them all. Now, of course, the game is what brought me out here to Pasadena, but today I hung out across the street from the Rose Bowl in the float barn. And so much of Wisconsin's success comes off the running back. So much of Wisconsin's success is also getting to the Rose Bowl. What's it like to see them back in the game? So why is this all relevant? Because, well, Wisconsin is the lone team standing from the Big Ten. If they can knock off Baylor, then the whole South region is really wide open, and the Badgers' path to the Elite Eight gets a lot easier. I asked Geronimo Allison after the game, what was it like to see Aaron Rodgers have a breakout game? And he just had a big smile and said, I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. This wasn't a breakout for him. He's done it plenty of times before, and reminded me myself that, yep, that's right. He's a league MVP and one of the best to ever play the game for a reason. Coming up after the break on sports. Oh, he's beating me. They got J.K. Dobbins. Wisconsin has Jonathan Taylor. Hear how JT will have an impact on tomorrow's game coming up on sports. His previous personal best, 45 holes played in one day. So now at 43, going for 100. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
It's fitting because I'm standing right in front of Pat Richter's and Barry Alvarez's statues. Now, UW Chancellor Rebecca Blank let Alvarez have his day, as she did not comment further on who the next AD will be, but they will begin a national search tomorrow. Now, experience wins in March, Coach. You know that. Kelly Campbell with the double-double, Shantae Stonewall with 16 points. What do those two seniors mean to this team? These two conferences were jockeying back and forth late in the season of who's the best conference of college basketball. When it comes down to Wisconsin versus Baylor, one-and-done situation. Darby, in your opinion, what is the key matchup for Baylor in this one? Dance with who brought you here. Now, of course, that'll be on Jonathan Taylor's back. He's averaged over 188 rushing yards per game during their current four-game winning streak. But on top of that, and you saw it firsthand in Minnesota, the Badgers' offense stretched the field. Now, this was Aaron Jones after the game, rocking the same shades he puts on after every touchdown this season, saying they make him feel invisible. Well, Aaron, the whole league saw what you did today. 22 touches, 236 total yards, and 3 touchdowns, showing why he's one of the best playmakers in the league, while the Packers showcase what no defense wants to see: balance. Now, we know Matt LePay has called it all for Wisconsin, and that led to him becoming a part of the very fabric of game day in Madison. But after a personal loss, he's now using that voice for so much more.
Four-man Oregon rush. Jack throws over the middle. End zone. Caught by Cephas.
From Rose Bowls.
Touchdown, Wisconsin.
To Final Fours.
And the Wisconsin Badgers have made it to Monday night.
You know the voice.
They'll play for all of it. Rebound back tap. Kauscher, Davison.
Matt LePay has called some of Wisconsin's most iconic games.
Left corner three. Got it. Levin Pretzel gives Wisconsin the lead.
For the longtime voice of the Badgers, there's a call of a different type he'll never forget.
When I got the call that she had passed, I was with the Brewers on a trip to New York. I'm sitting in my booth at Yankee Stadium. I wasn't shocked by the news, but it still hit like a ton of bricks.
After a 5-year battle with Alzheimer's, Matt's mother, Lee LePay, passed away in July of 2017.
By the summer of 2012, we learned my mom had Alzheimer's disease. While her family was in denial, it was as though Mom knew what was happening. At one point, she even asked me, "Do you think I'll get better?" The question was heartbreaking.
Now Matt is using his voice to promote UW Health's research toward a solution for the disease.
When we knew what was happening with my mom, we didn't have to go very far to find other people who were going through the same thing. So if there's anything that we can do in our little corner of the world that can raise awareness and maybe have people contribute whatever is comfortable, anything that it can accelerate the doctors and researchers finding a cure, or at least finding a way to slow the progress.
Alzheimer's disease takes an enormous toll on a family, but thanks to work being done at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, there is reason for hope.
I was very impressed with how honest and upfront he was about that experience, about the things that he witnessed, and then grateful that he was willing to say those things and then end with this important message of, this is our initiative, this is why we need people to get involved, and this is what we're doing.
Dr. Nathaniel Chin is a UW Health memory care physician.
It's going to increase in 3, 2, 1.
Leading the Alzheimer's Disease Research Center.
Are you ready to start that first 2-minute stage?
It's one of 30 Alzheimer's disease research centers in the U.S.
72-year-old woman with the diagnosis of dementia.
Dr. Chin has been practicing medicine for 14 years. However, his drive to find a cure isn't just professional, it's personal.
As someone who's experienced the disease himself, watching my dad go through it, it is a very personal and emotional journey.
A native of Watertown and graduate from UW's med school, Nathaniel came home after completing his residency in San Diego when his father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Mo Chin passed away in 2018.
I feel that my experience should be shared in the clinic, so my patients often know that I'm a son of someone who had Alzheimer's disease dementia, that I've walked part of the walk that they will go through, and that they can ask me those questions.
She liked to garden. She had flowers.
As someone who walked the same walk, Matt LePay now uses one last lesson he received from his mother.
The last real conversation we had, we're sitting in her room at the nursing home watching whatever was on television, and at one point she just reached her hand out, grabbed my hand and said, you know, honey, all we can do is the best we can.
Oturu in the lane, goes up, knocked away, and Pritzel gathers. Nate Reavers, a grown man inside.
Buzzer beaters are great. Last second touchdowns, walk-off home runs. This would top all of that. And I'll say when, not if. When they can come up with an answer, that will be the greatest victory of all.
And UW's Alzheimer's Research Center stands out as the research is driven towards care for the elderly, both in treatment and prevention, like in their exercise physiology lab. That's where researchers study how lifestyle choices like exercise may slow down the progress of Alzheimer's. You can find more information at memoriesmatteruw.org. Now, Matt is humble in his role with UW, John, but as Dr. Chin has put it, he's a powerful ally, and it's very powerful what they're accomplishing here in Madison.
It is. And
This is how fourth-generation farmer Ben Agnew normally starts his day, with a beautiful view of his 300-acre farm near Fall River. And this is another way of experiencing it. A fast, fierce, exhilarating escape for the lifetime biker.
Oh, fishing. Oh, puppy!
Something that I kind of started because it was easy to put off professional things and come back here and play on bikes.
Back in 2008, Ben took a portion of Englewood Farms and converted it to the Englewood Open Course, a world-class mountain biking trail that's a part of USA Cycling's Pro Mountain Bike Cross Country Tour. The 13 years of trial, crash, and error is purely passion-driven. Without turning a profit, Ben has built the entire course with the help of his wife, Christy, his siblings, and their kids.
Being able to share the beautiful land that we have and the trails that we put so much time and effort into building, I just go back to thinking how great it is to be able to share that with so many people.
The Agnews have built up quite the challenge where pro riders from the U.S., Mexico, Puerto Rico, and Canada will compete.
Once your tire pressure's right and your suspension and your bike is dialed in, it's kind of like flowing through whitewater. You're just arcing through the corners, you're carving, you're flowing.
It was a lot harder than they thought it was going to be. It was a lot more technical than they thought it was going to be to come to a farmer's field and ride around.
It's kind of a purpose-built cross-country race course from the ground up.
While they've been around the event most of their lives, the magnitude of this weekend isn't lost on the next generation of Agnews.
In a way, it's kind of became just normal, but it's obviously not.
A track that was inspired for a farmer to escape reality will once again be the focal point of mountain biking in North America.
The fact that it turned into this from where we started is living the dream.
Reporting in Fall River, George Balekji, NBC 15 Sports.